think right now for Raghav Chadha, there are three positions in the wake. One, a super CM, which is to, right now with what we are getting to understand, Rajdeep, is that there's a committee which the Aam Aadmi Party is forming right now to actually overlook what's going to go down in Punjab in terms of governance. So yes, super CM, deputy CM, but don't forget, don't forget, because once the Aam Aadmi Party comes in with the number of seats it's coming in with, it'll still get about 6 to 7 Rajya Sabha seats or a potential Rajya Sabha.
You forget also, Rajdeep, one second, to build on her point, also by far the most eligible bachelor of Delhi or Punjab. When I saw the way young ladies were swooning over him wherever he went in Punjab, so the man's got some swag and he's got a lot of appeal.
He's also the face of the Hindu vote, the Hindu Punjabi.
We say politics is a closed shop. That, people who don't have family background, networks have no option. The one thing AAP has done, whether it's with an Atishi or Raghav Chadha, given talented young people an opportunity.
But only if they are subservient and fall in line behind Kejriwal. If they have a Prashant Bhushan or a Yogendra Yadav, then if you're allowing Kejriwal to groom you, then you have a chance.
Sure,
Anisha Mathur joins us at this time from the AAP office in Delhi, and I'm told that people are dancing, swinging, doing the Bhangra. Is Delhi getting ready to do the Bhangra? Have they learned how to do the Bhangra Punjab style or not, Anisha?
Tomorrow,
So this is the music that plays, the ditty that plays when AAP's caravan moves across Punjab. It's very catchy. It was playing all across the streets and mohallas of the state. And the interesting thing will be the point that we're discussing about whether Bhagwant Mann will now be able to rule, govern, administer Punjab in the manner that AAP has promised. If he's able to do it, it's a big one. We've got Anisha Mathur joining us from the AAP headquarters in Delhi. Anisha, everyone around you, I'm told, is doing the Bhangra. Anisha, do you hear me or not? Yes, go for it. Tell us what's happening at the AAP headquarters.
Well, yes, sir. Rahul, if you can hear me, Rahul, if you can hear me at all, there's a lot of dancing, a lot of celebration that has begun in the Aam Aadmi Party office here. All these guys have been dancing here. The Bhangra has started. This entire flash mob group of Aam Aadmi Party volunteers has started celebrating here. And even outside the party office, I'm going to ask my cameraman to pan and show you. Even outside the office, outside the barricade, some of the volunteers who've gathered here have started celebrating. So Aam Aadmi Party is in a lead in Punjab. Even in the official election commission statistics, they're in the lead in about 86 seats. And that has led to a lot of celebrations breaking out here in the Aam Aadmi Party office. The party leaders, Gopal Rai and Dilip Pandey, are here in the party office, and all of them say that this is an indication of where the Aam Aadmi Party will be going in the future. They have national ambition. They hope to also get seats in Uttarakhand and Goa. But Punjab, of course, has led to this celebration. And you can see here, what do you have to say? Like, there is a lead in Punjab. You guys are here dancing in support of Bhagwant Mann.
We are much confident that we will win the Punjab and we will serve the people of Punjab. And we are much confident that if Punjab people give a mandate, then other parts of state will also give the mandate.
You can see the kind of enthusiasm here in the volunteers here in the Aam Aadmi Party. Back to you.
Vote share act in order. The AAP volunteers need to get their Bhangra game going as well. A mix of Delhi dancing with Bhangra, which is fine, but they're dancing and they have every reason to.
And what strikes me, look at them young. One of the things is that we've seen that they're all under, I just checked Raghav's age, someone sent me a message, maybe a prospective bride, that he's only 33. He's only 33, born in 1988. But that, it shows that there is churning in Indian politics. Look at
when somebody says that, you should see him blush. The blush starts from one year, goes on till the other, and he's like now wondering, now what do I say and how do I react?
Well, the fact is that Indian politics is going through churning. Just a quick point before I go to the guest, just a minute. That 10 years ago, same states went to the polls. The BJP got just 15% of the votes. The Akalis won Punjab. You had Uttarakhand, which was going anti-incumbency. But look at how things have changed. You've got a new party 10 years later, and you've got the BJP now at over 40% in Uttar Pradesh. Nothing is static in Indian politics. Good point to go to our guest. Pawan Kheda is joining us. Shazia Ilmi is with us. Akshay Marathe of the Aam Aadmi Party is also with us. Lots for you to celebrate, lots for you to comment upon. Very quick comments though. Shazia Ilmi, your first reactions. It's a good day in the office, as good as it could get for the BJP, and you have every reason to be smiling as you are.
Yes, Rajdeep, if you look at the overall perspective, I mean, we used to hear of anti-incumbency, and pro-incumbency was rarely thought of and spoken of. But in a state like UP, and for decades, we are actually talking about pro-incumbency. And I think the whole idea of social engineering, identity consciousness, who is a voter, that is being redefined in a huge way. And I think that is a huge takeaway, even for the political pundits,
So pro-incumbency, you're saying this is a pro-incumbency vote today. Akshay Marathe, you have benefited from anti-incumbency though in Punjab. People said, enough of the enough of the Akalis, enough of the Congress, we need change. Is the Aam Aadmi Party building on anti-incumbency? That's your, where you can create anti-establishment mood, you're succeeding. Delhi 2015 and 20, now in Punjab 22. Am I correct? Akshay, you're on mute. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was just making the point that anti-incumbency, of course, is important, but anti-incumbency alone cannot give you the kind of landslide that the Aam Aadmi Party has won today. Remember, it is the Arvind Kejriwal model of governance that the people of Punjab have trusted, and they have said what happened in Delhi, in the schools of Delhi, in the hospitals of Delhi, with the electricity and water of Delhi. People of Punjab wanted that for themselves. So yes, anti-incumbency was important, but this is a positive mandate for the governance model that we have pitched to the people of Punjab. And Rajdeep, this is a big day for Indian politics for two reasons. Number one, this is the fourth party in India's history to be able to have control over two states in the country. This is the latest national party to have come to the block of Indian democracy. It is a big moment in India's democratic history. It is a big moment for Aam Aadmi Party, and it is a big moment, remember, for all the people watching from across the country who are yearning for change, who are yearning for the governance model of welfareism with
Right.
economic prosperity, especially in times of hardship that COVID has shown us. Trust me,
So
you
you're
go
saying
and do
this is a positive vote for the Aam Aadmi Party, not just anti-incumbency. Pawan Khera, you're looking very somber. You can have a nice smile, Pawan. It's a nice Thursday morning, and har jeet to hoti rehti hai, Pawan bhai. But now that the numbers are settling in, how bad is it? If this doesn't cause massive upheaval in your party, what will? Please tell me.
No, upheaval is an ongoing process. It may or may not get visible to the outside world. Upheaval in any organization is an ongoing process. So I won't say a particular election will lead to an upheaval. No, that's not how I look at transformation in any party, especially as old as Congress. Being an old party, being a large party, we take our own time in navigating through changing times. Well, we should take a little less time and respond to the changing times.
No, but can I be more
Today's-
direct? Can I be more direct, Mr. Pawan Khera? Rahul
As if I
Gandhi
can
staked
stop
a
you.
lot in Punjab. Priyanka Gandhi staked a lot in UP. Both haven't worked, although you've got 6 seats in UP. That is still very, very little. That's a very small gain. In Punjab, you've been wiped out. You've lost Uttarakhand despite manifest anti-incumbency, despite history of government changing 5 years. You've been wiped out in Manipur. I mean, are you going to say that maybe we need a new leadership? Just try it. Why not?
Rajdeep, as I said, for the media and analysts, you judge a party's performance through elections. For a party itself, which is as old as the Congress party, we need to really transform ourselves. There's no doubt about transformation of the way we look at communication, the way we look at the new generation's aspirations. Yes, we need to have a relook at that. But you want to jump to a conclusion, let's blame X individual or Y individual.
No,
that's
it's not
how
individual
organizations
strategy.
work.
The complete absence of strategy. Punjab was one self-goal after the other. Isn't it time that someone took accountability for this?
It is. When it comes to strategy, it's not just one Rahul Gandhi deciding what's to be done. After all, being
Rakesh
an old
Sinha wants to
party, we
counter
need
what
to
you said.
take everybody into consideration.
Rakesh ji?
Every decision, every opinion counts.
Okay.
Mr.
That's the
Khera,
way
what I find that Congress is still unrealizing the pitfalls of his politics, the big ego of these dynasts. Previously, Rajiv Gandhi, Indira Gandhi required loyalty of the people and they controlled. Now these people require the slavery of the people. So slavery and loyalty, this is a big difference. That's why many people are migrating from the Congress. Secondly,
अगले साल अगर कांग्रेस कर्नाटका जीत जाए तो यही आपकी लॉजिक
no
होगी.
question arises. This is a saffron wave, and now the Nehruvian system has been replaced by the saffron system. Now it is Modi age.
अच्छा, interesting. Nehruvian system has been replaced by the saffron system. Sheila Bhatt is joining us. Welcome, Sheila. Good to see you on the show.
Thank you.
Are you surprised at all by what's been happening?
Not at all.
Not at all. Are you
Not at
agree
all.
with him? Nehruvian system replacing saffron system?
I would not say saffron system. but-
Replaced.
No, I would not say saffron system, but I would definitely say that BJP with plan had in its focus to attack and replace dumb Nehruvian system, and that is going on. It's in the name of Hindu identity assertion project. I think 2014, 17, 19, 22, 24, this will go on.
This will go on. Rahul Verma? Yes?
I think you can call it a different name, but the first Republic of India is over and the era of Second Republic began.
You're making a huge point. First Republic of India is over. The Second Republic started in 2019 in a way.
Yeah, because it's not just about, see.
You're giving me a title for my next book.
I will add to Rahul.
Rajat, can I add a point on this?
Yes.
I think when the BJP leadership in 2013 spoke of a Congress Mukt Bharat, I think the Congress itself is contributing, this election shows, to that Congress Mukt Bharat.
No, I'm adding.
Are you saying we are moving towards a Congress Mukt Bharat?
I think even if those who don't want to move towards the Congress Mukt Bharat, the Congress is contributing to moving towards the Congress Mukt
I'm
Bharat.
adding, Rahul made a very interesting point that this is Second Republic. I'm adding that you see the Modi's leadership, the kind of people getting Padma Award, this is a sign of how Republic has reached to the common people. Nobody had realized in the past that a person, some Tulsi Gaura or Sino trio from Meghalaya would get the Padma Award. So I think that connect with the people. Previously it was the system which was dominating the New Delhi. Now it is the people's sentiment is dominating the New Delhi. So I say the client has been replaced by the stakeholders. Republic, which was the elitist, has been replaced by the people-centric republic.
Can I ask Pawan Khera to respond to that? Pawan, people are writing the obituary of your party, Congress Mukt Bharat. Even Dr. Shastri is saying even if those who don't want a Congress Mukt Bharat are being pushed in that direction to accept it.
No, I wouldn't sort of agree with this. Not the first half of the day, of course, is not mine, so I don't want to enter into any argument with Mr. Sinha or Mr. Shastri or you. But this dream of a Congress Mukt Bharat would be a nightmare for the country. And this dream has been seen by Atalji, by Deen Dayalji, by so many others through the history, and they haven't succeeded and they won't succeed. Yes, the needs to prospect, no doubt about that. We need to do some course correction, no doubt about that. We are absolutely, we accept this, but I mean, let's not jump the gun and say Congress Mukt Bharat.
You know, when Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann came to the Panchayat event that we did in Chandigarh, a whole posse of police personnel, security personnel came with them. When Chief Minister Charanjit Singh Channi came to that same event, nobody came with him. Even the security guards and the security dogs who didn't come. And I was wondering, for the sitting Chief Minister, nobody's come. For a man who's just a candidate, so many people have come. It seems the Punjab police knew which way the political
And you know, there were two images that just now played. I'll ask Kunal, our producer, to play them because to my mind, they typify an election. What is the image? Outside Sangrur, outside Man's house, celebration. Outside Sidhu's house, complete. All you see is a few policemen straggling around. Sidhu has a large, imposing house in Amritsar.
But what will be going through his head, Rajdeep? You know, will he be doing dhyan at this moment? Because he can't even vent his anger because Amrinder Singh was knocked out because of him. He thought he'll become captain. He was all padded up to go out to the pavilion or to go out to the field. He was asked to stay in the pavilion. So it must be a very frustrating feeling being Sidhu this morning.
You know, look, you hate to write off any politician. Sidhu is still the Congress party president, but you know, it just wasn't working as an
But will he be
organization.
Rajdeep after this?
Sorry?
Will he still be the Congress party?
We don't know.
There'll be the likes of Jakhar. Everybody will come out with knives.
Absolutely. I mean, one option for him is to, the IPL starts in 3 weeks' time. He can go and do commentary there. He'll be very, very successful. But look, let's not sort of, let's not lampoon anyone, but I would say Sidhu got this wrong. You became party president, replaced Amrinder Singh, but then you can't take on your own chief minister. And look at what's happening to Charanjit Singh Channi. In Chamkaur Sahib, he's losing Badaur, but in Chamkaur Sahib, he is slightly ahead, I'm told. So,
as per our data, he's still trailing.
He's still trailing in both. He's trailing in both. Therefore,
trailing in both.
So you've got, even in Chamkaur Sahib, when I went to Chamkaur Sahib, there were serious allegations of how sand mining was patronized by the chief minister. Chamkaur Sahib, remember, was one where the great battle was fought by Guru Gobind's son, and there is a great degree of history with these places of Punjab. History being created in a way today with Bhagwant Singh Mann.
How basically weak their calculations are. He had a chance in Chamkaur Sahib. He might still do in the way that the votes get counted. In Bhador, the polls were showing, the pre-polls were showing he's losing. Yet he somehow goes, it just shows how disconnected the Congress was from reality. Goes to Bhador in the Malwa belt thinking because I'm a Dalit, I'll be able to swing the seat. You're losing your own seat. You don't go into a second seat as chief ministerial candidate unless you're reasonably sure you'll win.
I'll tell you what happened. And this is where, you see, the strategy cannot, Rahul, be done sitting in TV studios. Because what was
but we are not doing the strategy, they are doing the strategy.
Congress wala. You see what they thought? Because the moment Bhagwant Mann was nominated by the Aam Aadmi Party, we need to also have our chief minister candidate. Rahul Gandhi goes, makes Charanjit Singh Channi. Then Malwa is the belt of Bhagwant Mann. We also need someone as a chief minister face in Malwa. So you send your chief minister from Chamkaur Sahib to Malwa. It doesn't work like that. It's not so simple.
You don't ignore now Manipur, the northeastern state where BJP crossed 51% votes.
It's huge.
This is a very significant.
Very significant.
Not because it is the defeat or the winning of any political party, but because how the BJP and Nationalist Party made an inroad in the northeastern states.
Sir, it is a big. Sir, at the moment you're leading in 28 in Manipur.
51% votes.
Others 23, INC 9. Remember, others include Conrad Sangma's NPP. It includes Nitish Kumar's JDU. But Shazia Ilmi, you want to, your old party AAP is doing well, so you perhaps can say you want to have a message for your old friend Arvind Kejriwal.
No longer friends.
No longer.
No, I have a message for you, Rajdeep. I'm sure you'll do a little jig if AAP wins in Punjab. And I just want you to do a little jig also
when our exit polls are perfect, which they appear to be. Please wait for the jig.
And Goa.
I said it so often, I'm wondering whether Mehndi, like a Mehndi, you've been preparing a dance move.
Shazia ji, you're welcome to join me also.
Long incumbency is there.
Please
we've
join
done
me.
a spectacular job.
Please join me for the
job. One second, I must tell our viewers that a very senior BJP leader trolled Rajdeep or took his trip a bit by saying that you only dance when the BJP loses or the AAP wins.
That's
so
very
they're all
unfair.
expecting
I'll tell you what, I either have sweets or I dance when our exit poll is right. Unfortunately, Rahul, you were away when that poll, you were in Harvard at the time, and therefore it was Ankit Tyagi, my friend, me, and Pradeep Gupta, and it was 3 in the afternoon. My producer says, sir, thoda naach gana ho jaye. It was only one state. So
I don't think the producers said anything.
I come from a state called Goa. In Goa, you play the music, we'll dance. We'll dance. You're the piper, we'll play, who plays the tune, we'll dance. So, this afternoon, don't miss it. It's going to be
He's going to be here soon. We don't need to wait till the afternoon. 253 leads for the BJP, 88 for the AAP. It's very clear that this poll is going just the way the India
Today Access My India poll said. Yes. Captain Amrinder Singh is actually trailing by over 8,000 votes. That's huge.
But look, the Badals are losing. The captain is losing.
The margin is huge.
It's a wave. It's a tsunami. Punjab is a tsunami. There are no rational explanations when a tsunami takes place. People have decided badlav chahiye, and Punjabis have decided baat ho chuka.
A lot of machinations went in trying to swing Dera vote from one party to the other, thinking that they'll be able to stop the AAP wave. What this verdict shows is that when people have made up their mind that they want change, all this tikadambazi, the jugaad doesn't work. It works only to a certain extent in a tight fight. But what this shows is when there's a tsunami coming, the tsunami is coming your way. There's very little you can do
Absolutely. But Akshay Marathi, the question is that are you going to use this to expand into other states? Mamta Banerjee once 7 months ago in Bengal, she hasn't been able to go beyond as successfully as Goa is showing. Does the AAP also realize that this is not some quick, you've worked in Punjab for 7 years. If you want Himachal, Gujarat, you'll have to work over the next decade. This is a slow grind.
No, absolutely. There's no denying that. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal has always maintained he's not some Napoleon that he'll win one state after another after another. That's not the point. The point is that we have a vision for the country. We have an economic vision. We have a developmental vision. And wherever we find that the people of that state are demanding change and they're demanding that kind of policy change that the Aam Aadmi Party is promising, we will step up and we will provide that change to the people. And if you want to ask which state is coming up, then yes, we can tell you Gujarat is coming up, Himachal Pradesh is coming up. Our teams are working in those states. This is not to suggest that we are hankering after power at any means. It's not that we are using Delhi and Punjab to go to other states. The fact is that we have a cadre, we have a national presence, and we have always had a national presence, whether or not we had power in any of these states. I come from the state of Maharashtra. We have volunteers in Maharashtra. We have volunteers across the country.
No,
so
but make no mistake, you're underplaying the role of power, but power makes a difference because it gives you resources, it gives you administrative capabilities, and it just gives you the heft of being in power in two states. A lot of money for elections. I mean, elections aren't fought for free. Money for elections comes, yes.
I think what power gives you is a proof of concept. We have been able to establish to the people of India that we are able to govern better than all the other parties. Look what happened in Delhi. 2 times over, we won more than 60 seats. In Punjab, we are winning with a historic landslide. What does that tell you? That people have seen that there is some substance to the Aam Aadmi Party's work. It's not a fluke that this is happening.
And what a moment this is for Arvind Kejriwal, the IRS officer, now arguably outside of Prime Minister Modi and those in the BJP, the most credible politician nationally in terms of name recall. See, unlike say a Mamata Banerjee, why I say this is whether it's a Mamata Banerjee or a Nitish Kumar, their appeal is largely restricted to their state. They may have recall elsewhere, but his is not bound by any geography, giving the idea of Kejriwal a lot of potential.
You know, Rajat, we discussed this in the morning. Let's settle this once and for all. For the BJP, is Kejriwal the enemy or the opponent, let's say, that they don't want to face? Congress is the opponent they prefer facing. Remember 2019, in 190 seats, Congress versus BJP. BJP won 175, average margin 15%. With AAP, now we've seen Delhi and in Punjab, when Arvind gets his act together, he can take on the BJP.
I think in the short term, BJP would not be too worried. They believe that the fragmentation of the opposition is going to further consolidate BJP's stand.
That the more Arvind Kejriwal grows, he damages the Congress.
Certainly, the TRS goes down, then Didi, she doesn't become a challenger, Akhilesh is out. Now you look at the entire scene, it's only BJP all the way to 2024. Quite likely 24 is settled, but in the long run.
Are we saying, 1 minute, big point, is 2024 settled? Has today settled Sheila Bhatt? Has it settled 2024?
Of course not. Indian democracy is very vital, very vibrant.
BJP is sweeping UP. BJP is winning 3 other states.
So, see, this is the problem. This is the problem with analysts, I think.
No, not settled.
The problem is that everybody says Uttar Pradesh is the semi-final. When the semi-final results are out, then you are saying, no, it was not a semi-final. You can't be two ways, right?
Nobody has lost final if they have won semi-final. You want to say that?
Someone is going to play them in the final.
There is no opponent in the final. It's a walkover in the final.
Very quickly, and then I'll go to this side on that. Yes. No, I want to know this 2024, settled or not?
No, not settled.
Not settled.
Sandeep Shastri, not settled because remember 2018 what we said and 2019 what happened. How things changed.
When the Congress won in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, but lost 2019, you're saying.
Also, February 2019 changed a lot of things.
Settled or not 2024?
A tough question. In politics, nothing is settled, but what Rajat is basically hinting at the direction. Which is basically, even in 2018, that was a mistake of analysts. Think from the political point of view. The advantage which BJP had going into 2019 election, that advantage BJP has now and even more going into 2024 because opposition is
So advantage BJP, yes. BJP is the top seed for the final.
I think 2024 is more easier for the BJP because that election would be fought. Prime Minister versus others. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi's image and aura and his connect with the people is most significant and vital thing in the Indian democracy. It has never happened. You know, the the day before yesterday, we were discussing on 7th, that how the beneficiaries of his programs, this means he created a larger constituency beyond caste, community and region and language. So you find that Modi ji is reaching to the people, the grassroots people. So the BJP, the charismatic figure of Narendra Modi ji has turned the BJP, transformed the BJP as a grassroots party. It was previously urban party, it was then the cowbell party, now it is a grassroots party.
Clear that nobody has the organizational wherewithal to put up a formidable challenge. So it may be unsettled on television, studio, or on Twitter, but on the ground,
one semi-final is sorted, BJP is now into the finals, but look at the other side of the semi-finals. There are so many parties fighting it out.
So we still have a qualifier to go. I think what today, I think there's a, taking from the cricket analogy, we've got the first match of the IPL when you reach knockout stage is between team number 1 and team number 2. BJP is clearly now team number 1, they're in the final.
Zimbabwe.
We don't know, that's right. So
that's the point.
Now we have the qualifiers. Now the qualifiers and the challengers we still don't know,
it
because
doesn't matter.
they have
what this result shows you is no matter what happens at the end of it, you'll have Zimbabwe. So there's a problem. Unless you have a formidable foe which can put up a fight, the opportunity. If you couldn't convert anti-incumbency in Uttarakhand where there was manifest anti-incumbency, if you couldn't convert anti-incumbency in Goa where clearly there was anti-incumbency, you will not, even if there is some simmerings of discontent, you won't be able to channelize it enough to cross the finishing line.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think the real concerns today at the end of this verdict will be for the opposition. Because there are serious concerns over the main opposition brand.
So you are worried about the opposition. Celebrate the BJP's victory. It's a big victory for the BJP. It's wholly come early. We are worried about the opposition. BJP worked tirelessly to make this victory happy.
I am waiting for Pradeep Gupta and then we will do the jig. But you know, just one point before we go to Syed Zafar Islam about 2022 and 2024. Goa is the only state at the moment where we cannot call. I think we can call every other state, Rahul, safely. In Goa, very interestingly, North Goa, BJP is 13-5, right? South Goa, where Congress expected to win, what is happening? Congress is 8, BJP is 6, independents are 3. And my sense is Aam Aadmi Party, Trinamool Congress, smaller parties have all eaten into the anti-BJP vote in South Goa. So the BJP has benefited from consolidating itself in North Goa and benefiting from a divided opposition in the South. So while the margin still remains 18 to 14 and halfway mark is 20, TMC plus 5. Right? That's 4 of the MGP at the moment and 1 of the Trinamool Congress. They could still play the role of kingmakers, potential kingmakers still there.
One GFP.
GFP is part of Congress. We put them as Congress Plus. So GFP, Goa Forward Party, my namesake Vijay Sardesai, distant cousin. Please understand, when you are distant, you are a distant cousin. So, you know, I am not the chief. There's a Sardesai everywhere in Goa. You throw a stone in Madgaon, 5 guys will come and say, I am also a Sardesai. Another story for another day. Zafar Islam, congratulations. You can smile broadly. Am I right in saying 2024 is a done deal, or am I running ahead of myself?
Rajdeep, I had read your article a couple of weeks ago, and I think you were spot on there, and you are spot on now as well. 2024 is a done deal. We have fought an election where everybody was speculating, opposition were making different kind of...
Can I just say, Zafar, the moment the BJP gets complacent is when they get into trouble. Please do not say the BJP is winning 2024. Whenever they're complacent, they're in trouble. It's when, like in Uttar Pradesh, if you saw, the BJP was hungry, it was on the edge, they were nervous, they were anxious, and they mobilized the full might of their army. That's what led to this victory. The moment you start thinking, jeet gaye, that's not going to work.
Rahul, let me tell you very candidly, we are never complacent. First of all, we never say that it's a semi-final match. For us, every election is a final match. And we fight with all our might. And it is evident from the fact that even in this election, people were speculating different things. Different agencies were speculating and giving different verdict. But I must compliment both of you as an anchor and also the agency which you have hired, Pradeep ji. You have all had predicted something which is so evident.
Which I must say, even the BJP top leadership, and I won't name who, but some of the top BJP leaders we spoke to were expecting, say, 240, 250. That was the outer limit.
I can see Sheila ji is there. She met me in Varanasi. while all the journalists had come to meet, I was and you were, of course, both of you were missing. I did tell Rajdeep that why didn't you come when they came to meet the Honorable Home Minister. At that time, also I said, Sheila ji and others, that we are going to win handsomely and we will be closer to 300 numbers. And today, whatever number is you had shown in exit poll, this is by and large it is coming true.
Can I just take what you've just said to Sheila? Sheila, are you, you've been observing politics for so many. Are you also surprised? Because a lot of journalists, let's be honest, went to UP and said, "Arey, kaate ki takkar hai." Ye kahan kaate ki takkar hai?
So,
is it that we live in our echo chambers?
Of course, and definitely, because I think, can I take a bigger view and
yes,
tell
please.
you, I'm so sorry to tell you this, that I think this result shows that UP-based Muslims must not hear anything of secular liberal people. They should come and join mainstream. 4 times you are not getting share in power. And what kind of a democracy it is?
Can I contest that?
No,
Not BJP.
No, I am not completed.
BJP did not give a single seat to a Muslim.
No, that is other way around. I am saying that Muslims should not do even a quote-unquote counter-polarization and go whole hog in one party. It's wrong. You must speak now. 14, 17, 19, 20, 22. How many times you don't want share in power? Go
good point. But I will still, 1 minute, ma'am. You make a good point, but I'm asking you the question you didn't answer. BJP did not give a single seat to a Muslim.
I'm thinking of UP Muslims.
Now, what starts first?
I'm saying pick and choose BJP leaders. All are not quote-unquote anti-Muslim or communal. There are communal people in AAP and Congress also. So better you choose and share the power of BJP.
No, but
will the BJP give more Muslims tickets?
Yes. When that happens, this will happen.
Oh, I see. So the Muslims have to start first reaching out to the BJP.
Let us, we are secular people and we are in Delhi, we are very comfortable people. We should not make an issue. What comes first? Let all do that together.
Very interesting.
I think this result has only one message.
Yes.
Narendra Modi should also take a lead, and Muslims of India, voters, not the Muslim leaders.
Let's get Zafar Islam. He's a Muslim in the BJP.
We must ensure that...
Ma'am, you made a very interesting point with Zafar. Zafar, one of the things that we've seen, the highest Muslim representation was 2012 in UP. About 70 Muslims got elected when the Samajwadi Party had a majority. Since then, it's been sliding down. It was just about 20 odd in 2017. We don't know how many this time. Who reaches out to whom? Because one of the concerns that many have, you can call me secular, liberal, whatever, is that Muslims need to feel more represented in government. How does that happen? Who takes the first step? The BJP doesn't give a single ticket to a Muslim, or the Muslims have to stop counter-polarizing against the BJP. Where does it start?
I think it is unfair to say that BJP doesn't give ticket to Muslim. BJP has experimented by giving tickets to Muslim, but unfortunately, the support which comes from should come from the Muslim community has not come. This time, I personally feel, and I think that my party also feel exactly the same. Well, we were debating yesterday that the Muslim women, and repeatedly when the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Home Minister and many of our senior leaders have spoken about it, that triple talaq is something which was bothering Muslim women, and that they have found a solution for them. Muslim women has come out. That's the reason why they have supported Bharatiya Janata Party. They have supported Bharatiya Janata Party. That's why women have voted more for BJP than men.
We still don't have evidence of that. Women in general have voted more than men, but you're saying that this is is it a gradual process, Rajat? Because who's going to know?
But let me just complete.
Give Muslims more representation. If you still have Appajan and Talibani mindset and bulldozer kind of jibes, it has to be a relationship eventually built on respect and trust.
No, so this is what I think.
Equality.
No, she was making an absolutely perfect point. See, when Samajwadi Party goes in the media houses and they start counting their vote share from 20% or 17%, assuming that all Muslims are going to vote, nobody challenges them. Do they have a sole right on every single Muslim vote? Everybody takes MY as an assumption. Why? That MY assumption has to be challenged to the core. If you are not presenting that as a vote share which is up for grabs even for the BJP. What incentive does BJP have to even go out and reach out? So it's a clear chicken and egg thing. And let me tell you, but in the developmental scenario, they are a prominent stakeholders. I'm telling you, in Moradabad and nearby areas, Hindus complain यार घर तो उनको भी मिल रहा है मुस्लिम को, हमको ऐसा क्या हो रहा है? ऐसा नहीं है, इसीलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ. They have become a very important core constituent in the developmental story. The power story, yes,
He's
that
about to
still needs
resign.
to
He's
be.
going to go. He's going to a temple first. He'll then go and resign.
He's a very religious man. When I chased him, he took me to 4 gurdwaras. In the space of 12 hours, we went to 4 gurdwaras because he said, "Har jagah jaake matha take karna hai." But yes, Rahul, what were you saying?
That doesn't help very much beyond
Not
the
this
point.
time.
When people are against you, and Charanjit Singh Channi, despite getting an immediate bump to the Congress after he was chosen chief minister, just got weighed down by the politics of the Congress and unable to register in any significant way on counting day.
One small thing, it appears, and I could be wrong, as of this moment, Rahul, BJP may not cross 300 in UP. As of today, it appears that the Samajwadi Party has made some kind of a comeback, especially in Western UP and Rohilkhand.
They're half the seats
So
that BJP has won.
therefore, my figure that I gave at a sweepstakes of 271 is looking more likely than 300 plus at the
Then
moment.
in that case, Yogi, if 250 or less is there, then Yogi's weight will be not as much as we think.
Do you really think so? After this, a big victory. Come on, let's be fair to Yogi ji.
250 and above 250.
You think 250 is a psychologically
No,
important?
one second. First
For
15
Yogi.
odd leads aren't coming. Those leads will also most likely get split towards the BJP in a disproportionate way, like is the case in the rest of the state. This will end up quite comfortable for the BJP, make no mistake about it.
It is comfortable, but will it be 300? I don't know. Where is the change?